Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So let us check today's problem of the day. So we have to find the longest span in two binary arrays, right? So we have given two binary arrays, that is A1 and A2. So we have to find one span in which the sum the sum of element of the in that span of A1 elements and sum of the elements in the A2 in that span should be equal. So we can see here from 1 to 4 the sum of elements is equals to 1 in A1 array, and sum of element in the span 1 to 4 in A2 array is also equals to 1. So we have to return the length of that span. So in that case the length is equals to 4, right? So the output will be 4. So the brute force approach is to find out all the spans and check if that sum is equals or not in A1 array and A2 array, and if it is equal we have to return the maximum length span. Okay. uh, and how we will find the span, that is the span will be from 0 to 0, 0 to 1, 0 to 2, 0 to 3, similarly 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, up to 1 to n minus 1. So we can so that the time complexity will go to O of n square, and if we will see the constants, we have given the array length as 10 raised to the power 6. If we will try to solve it in O of n square, that will go to that 10 raised to the power 12, that is much greater than 10 raised to the power 8. So that will might that solution might not work, that will give time limit exceeded. So let us see how we can optimize that code. Okay. So let us quickly jump to the whiteboard. So we have given two arrays A1 and A2, right? And we have to find the maximum span length in which the sum of elements of A1 and A2 should be equal. So we can see here we have one span from 1 to 4 where the sum of element is equals to 1, and again in the same span the sum of elements is equals to 1. So we can say our answer is equals to 4, right? So what I will do, I will just make all the elements in the A2 array as negative. If I will make all the elements in the A2 array as negative, so we can say that our question will be to find the maximum span length in which the sum of elements of A1 plus sum of elements of A2 should be equals to 0. That makes sense. That makes sense, right? Because now the sum will be here, it will be 1, and again here the sum will be minus 1. If in that span the sum is equals to 2, so in that span only the sum should be equals to minus 2, so that so we can say the total sum should be equals to 0, right? And what if I create another array A3 that is equals to the sum of elements of A1 and A2, right? So in that case we can say 0 plus minus 1 equals to minus 1, 1 plus 0 equals to 1, 0 plus minus 1 equals to minus, and similarly. So in that array we can say give me the maximum span length in which the sum is equals to 0, right? So we have this span in which the sum is equals to 0, right? So our question will be, now our question is, we have given one array. In that array we have to find the maximum span length who has sum is equals to 0. So for that I am going to use that prefix sum to solve this question, right? So what is the prefix sum? Prefix sum is the sum up to that pointer. Okay. So the prefix sum up to this point is 1, the prefix sum up to this point is again 1, right? 1 plus 0 equals to 1. Prefix sum up to this point is 0 because 1 plus 0 plus minus 1 is 0, right? Prefix sum up to this point will be 1. Prefix sum up to this point will be 2. Again this prefix sum up to this point will be 2, right? Now what I will do, if you can say from up to I have got one prefix sum here 1. Okay. And previously I have got one prefix sum as 1, right? So we can say the sum from here to here is equals to 1, and sum from here to here is also equals to 1. So we can say the sum from here to here is equals to 0, right? And we got one span, and we got one span where sum is equals to 0, and what will be the span will start from that the already present element plus the index of up to the next index up to the current index, right? So I have got at one at this index. So from the next index means from here to up to the current index, the sum will be zero, right? That makes sense. So how we will do it? I will create one hash map. Okay, I will create one hash map. In the hash map, I'm going to store the prefix sum and the index, right? So first of all, I will store 0 and minus 1, right? Next, I will iterate over all the elements. I will iterate over all the elements. Okay, I will iterate over all the elements. I will first of all go to first element. I will check the prefix sum, that is 1. I will check if it is already present in the map. So it is not present. So I will just put it in the map. Okay. 1 comma, what is the index? The index is 0, right? That is fine. Okay, now I will go to the next element. I will check what is the prefix sum. The prefix sum is equals to 1. I will check if it is already present. I will say yes, it is present. So I will say I got one span. I got one span which is equals to from 0 plus 1, that is 1. From 1 to the current element index, that is 1. 1 to 1. Okay. So and what will be the span size? From 1 to 1, the span size will be 1 only. Okay, so we can see I have got one span from 1 to 1 where the sum is equals to 0, right? So this is 0. That makes sense, right? Now I will move to the next element. The next element is 0. I will check in the hash map it. If it is already present, I will say yes, it is present. So what I will do, I will say I have got one span that is starting from 0, that is from minus 1 plus 0, that is 0, up to the current element index, that is 2, right? So I will say from 0 to 2 I got one span where the sum is equals to 0. And what will be the length of that span? The span length will be the 3 from 0 1 2, that is 3. Okay, so we can see also that from 0 to 2, from 0 to 2, the sum is equals to 0, right? The sum is equals to 0. 1 plus 0 plus minus 1 is 0. Okay, next I will go to the next element. I will check if it is already present in the map. Yes, it is present. So I will say I got one more span that is starting from 1, that is starting from 1 up to the current element index, that is 3. That is 3. What will be the span size? The span size will be 3. The span size will be the 3, right? Now I will again move to the next element. I will move to the next element. I will check if it is already present in the map. It is not present, so I will simply put in the map. Okay. So I can put 2 comma what is the index? That is 0 1 2 3 4 2 comma 4, right? Now I will just move to the next element. I will move to the next element. I will check the prefix sum equals to 2. It is already present in the map. I will say I got one more span that is starting from 5 up to the current element 5 to 5. I got one more span whose sum is equals to 1, whose sum is equals to 0. And what is the span length? The span length is equals to 1. So I would say that I got one more span whose length equals to 1. I will return the maximum. So anyone you can return. So 3 is the maximum. So our answer will be the 3, right? Let us try to code it. It is very simple. So we need one hash map, right? So I will create one hash map. Hash map of integer to integer map equals to new hash map. I need one prefix sum, okay? So I will create one prefix sum equals to 0. I need to iterate over the a1, so I will take the length of a1 and n equals to a1 dot length. Okay, I will write a loop from int I equals to 0, I lesser than n, I plus plus. What will be the prefix sum? The prefix sum will be plus I have to add the a1 and I have to subtract a2. Since we want to like make all the elements as negative, so we can directly subtract instead of adding. Making them negative and adding, it's better to directly subtract it. Okay, so prefix sum minus equals to We can say a2 of I. Okay, so we got prefix sum, right? Now we have to check if it is already present in the map or not. And in the map, we first I will put 0 comma minus 1, right? So, and we need one more variable, that is answer. Okay, so int answer equals to 0. So what I will do, I will just check in the map, if our prefix sum, uh, if map dot contains key prefix sum, if it is already present, I will say I got one span from the index of this prefix sum that is stored in the map. So that will be map dot get that prefix sum up to on the current element. So the span will be of length I minus the index. Okay, that makes sense, right? And if it is greater than already stored answer, then I will update the answer, right? So I can say answer equals to math dot max of answer comma span. Okay, and if it is already and if that prefix sum is not present in the map, I will simply put it in the map dot put that prefix sum and the current index, right? And finally, once that loop is completed, I will return the answer. Okay, that is pretty simple code. Let us compile and check if it is running fine. Yes, it is. Let us try to submit it. Yep, it got submitted. Thank you.